Welcome to our history tape number 623. It Happened in Grand Prairie is our wonderful venue for bringing you the history of the city of Grand Prairie, Texas, and some of the wonderful people that have caused it to happen. Now today, we have a lady with us on this segment that really causes things to happen not only in Grand Prairie, Texas, but also in a special way for the Parks and Recreation Department that is hosting our Veterans Day celebration. And we're just so pleased to bring Susan Henson back to you. Miss Susan, welcome to the set, my dear.
Thank you, Miss Jackson.
Wonderful.
Well, we are excited to be here because you know Veterans Day is going to be on November 11th.
It's always on the magic date of 11-11 o'clock 2008, right?
Yes, ma'am. And we'll be holding that wonderful celebration at the Veterans Memorial located at 925 Conover Drive. And that's directly behind, appropriately, the Veterans Memorial Library, or the Memorial Library, Grand Prairie Memorial Library, and the Grand Prairie Senior Center. Beautiful spot, great tribute to our veterans. We had a column built to each branch of the service, and on those columns are etched the names of service personnel that lost their lives in service to the country.
Yes, in the several wars that we've had.
Several wars that we've had.
Yes, that's wonderful.
And
what time is all this going to happen?
Well, we're going to start at 10 a.m. in the morning, and we're going to conclude, after all this hoopla, with an all-American lunch in the Senior Center. And you know, for years, the past 3 or 4 years, we've been doing veterans interviews to record that history.
Yes.
Before we lose it. And we've made a DVD that will be running continuously after the program in the Senior Center for everybody's viewing. We'll also have copies of that DVD available for purchase for $10.
Good.
And we're also going to have veterans memorabilia from all the wars available for purchase.
Oh, wonderful.
And then, of course, we're going to have the traditional bagpiper, the commemorative Air Force flyover, and that consists of AT-6s, and their wings were built here in Grand Prairie.
Yes, there were.
And I believe even your husband worked on those wings.
Yes, he did.
And we're going to have the Rotary Regional Choir there.
Oh, you are?
They are so good,
Yes,
and they were with us last year. It's a lot better than canned music.
Yeah.
And we can sing along, and it's really appropriate when they sing a tribute to every branch of the service. And all the people in the audience stand up for that branch of the service, and everyone chimes in. It's really a moving experience.
Yes.
And we'll have the ROTC from both Grand Prairie High School and South Grand Prairie High School.
How wonderful.
And they present the flags, they lead the processional in, they raise the flag, and let's not forget our 21-gun salute by our Grand Prairie Police Department, and they do a fantastic job. And let's see, what else do we have?
How about the flags? We recently have had some install the new flags, and tell me about that.
Well, there are approximately 60 flags that will be placed, large flags, and these are like 4x8 flags on 20-foot flagpoles that go all the way around the memorial. Now, you can purchase a flagpole in memory of a loved one and have a brass plaque placed on it, and that's run through our local Rotary clubs.
Oh,
and they help build that memorial.
Oh, yes, they did.
It's a grand way to show the way the community and the city work together, just to show tribute to those who have done so much for us so that we can live our free life.
That's wonderful. That is really great.
Well, we've added another venue.
All right.
The Uptown Theater.
Yes.
Newly restored, opening soon, will be a tribute to our veterans, and that choir, orchestra is the Metro Praise Orchestra. And they're going to do a tribute to our veterans, and they have swing type music. They're going to play the traditional patriotic favorites, and we're going to have a $10 charge.
Yeah.
So you can pick up tickets online at www.uptowntheater.com or call this magic number, 972-237-8409, and probably our newly hired theater manager, Elizabeth McDonald, we call her the Uptown Girl, will answer the phone and you can purchase your tickets.
Okay.
Now, veterans, I believe, will be allowed to come in for free.
Oh, that's great.
And they're going to start at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. And the
7
magic
p.m.
date one more time.
That's November the 11th.
On that very day of the Veterans Day.
Yes, ma'am, always on November the 11th. And that will be starting at 10 a.m., followed by an all-American lunch in the Senior Center of hot dogs, lemonade, etc. And don't forget, we'll be viewing that DVD that we have of the taped interviews of all our veterans.
Will you do more interviews that day?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
So
ma'am.
if we can get our veterans to come, if they didn't get taped previously, or if they had an update or something to add to it, can you do that?
Yes, ma'am. We would love any history that we can get on these ladies and gentlemen would be wonderful. Because if we don't get it now, we're going to lose it. And you know that, being the historian that you are.
Well, we have a program that day.
Yes, ma'am, a huge program that day. And we'll start out with the processional, and we usually have some great service personnel, majors and generals, etc., standing at those columns. We even had a female commander in the Navy with us last year.
Yes, we did.
And we even had our state representative with us. And I believe we'll have our congressman with us, Kenny Marchant, Kurt England. We look for our mayor.
Yes.
And, of course, our Mayor Pro Tem.
Yes. Thank you.
Miss Ruthie Jackson.
Thank you. Thank you.
We'll have a lot of dignitaries on the stage, but the most important thing is that we show a tribute to our veterans.
Yes.
And it's important that we still have a few of them with us that come out, and they really, really love this. And I've heard people say, and I don't want to be overzealous, but some people have told me that it is on the same level as the one at the National Cemetery.
Oh, that is good. That's
It's important we pay tribute.
Yes, it is. Well, we had a very special reason to be excited about this history show because we had scheduled the veterans of the Vietnam Wars have a new chapter in Grand Prairie, Texas. And it's been very exciting because Ray Jean Bush has been on our show and talked about the organization of it. And last Tuesday, which was October the 7th, they received their official charter for the Vietnam Veteran Chapter number 1013 here in Grand Prairie, and Senator Chris Harris, who is our senator at the Texas state level, he was there, and all of this was to be documented today, and we're so proud of them, and John Jenkins and Sid Willis and some of the other people that have been involved in that movement to get that organized. And you remember when we had Memorial Day here in Grand Prairie, that group came out en masse. It was wonderful, and they all had on their black shirts and their khaki pants, and they looked like a troop that had come into the Memorial Day, and they're going to be with us. They're invited to be with us at Veterans Day also. And
I remember that year you're talking about, and they came in mass and they sat up front, and it was wonderful. I believe that's the day that they decided that they would start their own organization, and it's been a struggle for them, I know. But to receive this accreditation, how wonderful.
Isn't that wonderful? And it happened on National Night Out. And of course I had assignments for National Night Out. I was invited to go to their chartering ceremony and did not get to attend, but I know that they had a wonderful, wonderful time, and it's so great to have that group in Grand Prairie, Texas that's interested in the veterans situation, and that they work together, and they're looking for more Vietnam veterans. So I have a magic telephone number for If you are a Vietnam veteran and you would like to be a member of the Veterans Chapter number 1013, I have a magic telephone number, 972-642-3040, and that's Ray Jean Bush's number at home, and he gave me permission to announce that number at home, said that that would be wonderful. He's looking for every Vietnam veteran that they can pull together for this new organization. And that was the historical happening. We're dedicating this show to the chartering of that new group. And isn't that wonderful?
Yes, because that's history happening in Grand Prairie
Yes,
right
it is.
now.
Yes, it is.
And you know, those gentlemen need an organization to bind them together.
Yes.
And I think it's wonderful. When they came out and they all had their T-shirts on, now remember, the memorabilia that they're selling there is a profit for them.
For them, yes.
So that's
wonderful.
Great.
All
Oh,
right.
I'm so excited that they're chartered and
Yes.
official.
Yes.
And we had a congressman show up.
Yeah. I had a senator from Senator Chris
Excuse
Harris
me.
of the Texas Senate.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, isn't that great?
That's wonderful.
We have these important people that come to town, and Senator Harris has been real good. He's been at 2 or 3 of our Chamber of Commerce luncheons, and that's a wonderful happening for Grand Prairie, and it's a historic happening when your senator will come and visit your town for the different organizations that you have.
Well, you know, since this is Veterans Day, we probably need to add this to the agenda
All right.
and maybe have a little blurb on the new
ceremony. All right.
organization.
Would you like to announce one more time all of the time, date, and place, and all of the things about this, and invite everyone to come and help us celebrate the wonderful veterans and see the flag ceremony and all of the great happenings that we have through the Parks Department, and thank Rick Harrell, our wonderful, wonderful Parks gentleman of Parks.
He is really wonderful, and we would like to invite you all out to 925 Conover Drive on November 11th at 10 a.m. right behind the Grand Prairie Memorial Library in the Senior Center, once again at 925 Conover Drive at 10 a.m., followed by an all-American lunch, the pre-recorded interviews with our veterans and new interviews. So if you're a veteran, please come out and let us record your history. In addition, at 7 p.m. that evening, the Metro Praise Orchestra will be doing a patriotic swing tribute to all our veterans, and our veterans will be allowed in free for that performance.
That's wonderful.
At the Uptown Theater at 7 p.m., but start out at 925 Conover Drive at 10 a.m. at the Veterans Memorial.
And we're so excited about this happening at the Uptown Theater. That is something that is really special, and we hope everyone will get their tickets for that, right?
Yes, ma'am. They're $10 online at www.uptowntheater.com, or call the magic number of 972-237-8409 and talk to the Uptown girl, Elsbeth McDonald, our new Uptown Theater manager. And may I slip in a little teaser?
All right.
For Memorial Day?
Yes, that's next year?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
And remember, that's our 100th year as an incorporated city.
Yes.
And so in '09, on Memorial Day, we're going to have a special tribute at the Uptown Theater with more information to come, just a little teaser. So watch and listen. We're going to have something special for all the citizens and veterans of Grand Prairie.
That's wonderful. Well, we appreciate all of those that the veterans' families that support them, and we hope that each and every one of them will come out and be with us, because you have a magic seating organization now, don't you, so that everyone will have a chair? Is that?
Yes, ma'am. We put out over 500 chairs, and they were all full, and so we've learned a lesson.
Yeah.
We will have approximately 750 to 800 chairs. You don't need to bring a chair. Please come out, though, and we'll seat you. And it's going to be a great day to pay tribute to our veterans.
Now, your Parks Department would not have this beautiful memorial and all of the things that go with it if it had not been for the Grand Prairie Rotary, the Friday Rotary, and the Tuesday Rotary, which is the Metro Rotary, because they spent many long hours. They had many people working on that, and they did that in celebration of Rotary's 100th birthday about 4 years ago. So we're so thankful to the two Rotaries and all of the other people that helped bring that into being.
Their flagpole dedication is awesome, and 161 now runs by the Veterans Memorial, and the view from 161 is going to be just fantastic, and those flagpoles just set the whole scene off. If you haven't been by the Veterans Memorial, it's even lighted at night and more inspirational. There's benches all around that you can sit on and contemplate and just kind of reflect.
Are you still selling flagpoles for someone that would like to memorialize someone in their family or just dedicate it to their family for being in Grand Prairie? Tell me about that.
Yes, ma'am. Then it's done through the Rotary Club, but you can pick up your application through the Rotary, or you can come by our office at 326 West Main and pick up an application. I believe they're $600 a piece.
I believe there were $450 the last.
$450. Yes, let's not take it up too high.
Yes.
$450 for a flagpole with a brass plaque. Now the flagpoles come down so that they won't be torn up in the wind. So we take them up, put them up, take them down.
But that's just the flag, not the flagpole.
Oh yes.
Okay.
And well, we don't want them ripped up.
Yes.
And then we also have flags to every branch of the service, and including what they call campaign flags.
Yes.
So POW, MIA, the Vietnam, World War I, World War II, etc.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'd like to thank you, Susan, for bringing us up to snuff on this wonderful Veterans Day, and also for all of the things that you do in the interim for Grand Prairie, Texas. I know that you have a plate full as the horticulturist, arborist, and all of the other titles that you bear, and all of the state and regional and district organizations that you are either the president of or the past president of. And thank you, Susan.
Well, as my mentor, you've taught me well. I appreciate it.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you that history is as we live and do. And we want you to join us in this great, great celebration of this Veterans Day, November the 11th. And that will be here in Grand Prairie, Texas at 10 o'clock a.m. It's going to be at your Veterans Memorial. It is beautifully done, and we thank everyone in Grand Prairie, Texas that had any part in seeing that that was built and located on the frontage road of 161 in a very special site. Thanks to all of the veterans and their families for being ours for that day on November the 11th. And this is Ruthie Jackson thanking you for watching our show today.